Well, an introduction to myself. My name is Astrid, and I'm managing sales and development for HAY in Asia Pacific, selected countries of Asia Pacific, where one of them is Taiwan. So what I do during my working days is that I might go to Thailand and look for partners for HAY that will be able to represent us in a good way and start up the business in new countries and in new markets for us. So it's a very exciting job, I must say. Some of you might know us from before, have seen some products or heard our name, but some of you might not. I would just like to briefly introduce you to what HAY is and who we are. I mean, the name HAY, it's often like, well, what does HAY really mean? So I will just give you an introduction to us and what we do. Well, if we go back to the roots, we were founded, we're a Danish company. We were founded back in 2002 by 3 people. We have Rolf and Mette HAY, and then it's also a third person called Truls Holst Poulsen. Well, I'm not Danish, I'm Swedish, but I can barely say that name either. But he's a gentleman who he also founded the biggest clothing company in Denmark many years ago called Bestseller. So these 3 persons, back in 2002, they founded a company which today we have our own internal design team in Copenhagen. I would guess we have around 20 designers spread out for the furniture. Furniture is Rolf HAY, who is in charge. And accessories, home accessories, textiles, glassware, etc. That's Mette HAY, who's doing all the development on that side and is taking care of all the designers. Well, pictures, they speak for themselves, right? So this is just visually. I would like to give you an introduction to us. And here you can see a picture of our products. So our furniture and our home accessories that are displayed together in a very Danish environment. You see it's a house with high ceilings, white walls, and this is just to show you how HAY can look like in a Nordic environment. We start with this picture. This is us. This is our flagship store, which I personally love. It's in Copenhagen, in Denmark, in the city center. And here we want to create a destination for design lovers. It should be a place where you can come, you can find inspiration, you can try all our furniture, sit for hours if you want. Have a coffee, whatever, enjoy. I had this store since 2008, and it's about 1,000 square meters, and it's was our second store in the world. Well, a different face of HAY, which looks pretty different from what I just showed you. And this is our mini market concept displayed in MoMA design store in New York. Mini market, just to explain what it is, it's a in-store accessory concept which it's for pop-ups or for permanent installations. And the first of its kind popped up in Milan back in 2014. And the idea is that it should it has resemblance from a supermarket. So you should go and pick up your basket, and you should go and shop for accessories like you do in a supermarket. And we are These items are handpicked and curated by Mette HAY, our founder. And it's not only HAY items here. It's also trend products, as we call them, from other brands. Well, at HAY, we also love vintage and original items from all over the world. This particular picture is from our vintage pop-up in Copenhagen, where we are displaying. We have had this twice, one last year, one this year, and we are displaying our hand-picked carpets. These also handpicked by our designers and by our founder Mette HAY. So it's vintage carpet from Morocco, from Turkey, and from other parts of the world. And it's displayed together with some key furniture pieces, as you can also see in this picture. This is a very important picture also, what we do, and which currently brings in the most of the sales to HAY. It's our project work. Projects as in delivering for hospitality projects. You have other restaurants, offices, schools, universities, etc. This particular picture is from our HAY hotel, as we call it, in Aarhus, Denmark's second biggest city. This particular hotel is by 95% approximately designed or furnished with HAY products. And it's also fully designed by our design team in collaboration with the Comwell Group. And it's a 4-star conference hotel with room for 500 people. This is a product called New Order, and yet another face of HAY as I see it. New Order is the shelving system and the tables and the trolleys. And it's a very new and interesting addition to our family. We have never done office systems before. It's completely new for us. So New Order in the basics is actually the shelving system. So you can use it just by itself with doors and panels, just as a shelf in your house. Then you can add on tables that are actually connected with the shelving system to create an office environment, an office system that is depending on the need of the end client. So, I actually have another face of HAY, or it's not even HAY actually, it's our dear sister brand called Wrong for HAY. This is a pretty new addition to our family as well, and we can connect this with what I said before about always keeping the newness and trying to always constantly develop ourselves and push ourselves to do new interesting things for our customers. And Wrong for HAY, or WH as we also call it, is a collaboration between HAY with Rolf and Mette HAY and Sebastian Wrong. So that's another last name as well, Wrong, Sebastian Wrong. And Sebastian used to be the head of Established & Sons, and also the creative director and also co-founder of Established & Sons. But back in 2013, we launched Wrong for HAY, and actually the idea is, in the beginning, it was a talk between Rolf HAY and Sebastian about making a lighting collection for HAY, because we have never had that. But I assume, or I've heard, that they had a lot of more ideas for a collection, which didn't only include lights, it was also furniture and home accessories. So it was decided that we should create a sister brand, which is now Wrong for HAY, which is based also in London. Well, pictures, easier to understand. I think this also shows what the inspiration is for this collection. It's London as a city, as eclectic and multicultural as it is. So you can sort of see Wrong for HAY as the British side of our family. You have the umbrella, you have Wrong for HAY and HAY. And HAY is the Danish influence in the family, while we have Wrong for HAY as the British part. And these pictures are from the launch back in 2013, where this is from a townhouse in the center of London, where we had an exhibition, a launch of all the new products from Wrong for HAY. So it's a love buzz. That's why we're still doing this, and I still get goosebumps just talking about it. Mr. Rolf HAY once said this, and HAY is a big, happy design family for sure. So I would like to now go over to try to explain to you about our journey in Asia, and how we started up out here. Oh, an amazing picture, right? Very funny. Anyway, it's, as you can see from our organizational chart here, we have offices in different parts of the world. We have headquarters in Denmark. We have the Wrong for HAY design and sales office in London. But down here, we see what's interesting to us. We have Shanghai, we have Tokyo and Beijing, so our APAC offices. I would like to show you some pictures from Asia now. We looked at some other from other parts of the world, but this is HAY in Shanghai, our concept store in Tianzifang. I don't know if a few of you might have been to Shanghai, but the area is called Tianzifang, and we opened this in early 2014, and it was a great experiment for us because this was our first shop, and no one really knew how to run a shop of us. So it's a great experiment and a successful experiment. We are now expanding we're opening a flagship store in Shanghai in early 2016. If we're lucky, maybe late 2015, but I would say early 2016. And this particular store is just 130 square meters, so it's not very big. But our new store, our flagship in Shanghai, will be 500 square meters. Well, this is also HAY, but it's presented through one of our many committed partners in Asia. So we don't only work through concept stores of our own, we also have amazing partners that are representing us through multi-brand concept, or where we are put together with other brands. This particular picture is from Taipei, from our partner named Design Boutique, who just opened a HAY shop-in-shop, so Design Boutique times HAY. And I mean, I mentioned in the beginning that it's of greatest importance that we create an environment where people want to come, they want to stay there, they want to sit and feel the products, and they can get inspiration for their homes. Maybe they only buy a notebook or a pen, but the importance is to create an environment which is inspiring for the consumer, and this is something that we look for in partners that we start to work with. And this is exactly what Design Boutique are doing for us. And this is what we look for when we are starting up new partnerships. I mean, we just started also in Philippines and in Thailand, where we haven't really been present before. It's the same there. they need to understand how to display and style HAY, or it's not going to work, because it's such a key focus for us. We talked about projects before as well. This is from a pizza restaurant in Hong Kong, in the central parts of Hong Kong. I would say, for your reference, we're selling more projects in Asia than in Europe. So I would say about 70% of our sales is through projects like these, especially offices and restaurants similar to this. They're using currently our number one best-selling product, which is a bar stool in this photo. And I would say for us, our biggest markets is mainland China, and also when it comes to projects, it's also our biggest market where we deliver a lot of school projects. The supermarket in Shanghai as well, in K11, and it's a pop-up. This one, it's until December and mid-December. But of course, we need to have this kind of event in Asia as well. But the question is, of course, like where's the right location, and it's not always easy to find. With K11, it's an art mall, and we thought the fit would be good, and we opened this about, let's see, it was only a few days ago, or a week ago. We opened this one. I would, of course, like to talk to you about what's the advantage of HAY in Asia? How have we grown the past few years? And also a bit about the struggles we have experienced. I have here tried to list a few of the keys to growth. Design is a global language, and our products, they as I hope you might have seen through the pictures, there might be something for everyone that we also in Asia can deliver faster than many other similar design companies. This, since we have a quite short lead time, because we do a lot of production in China, and we're very proud of it. And we also have a real-time support from our team based in Shanghai, our sales coordinators who's always there for our partners and our end clients. Because this, as I see it, the real-time support, if we would be in Denmark, you're always one day behind, because you cannot answer the emails, your questions from consumers in time. You're always one day after, and this I see as a great advantage. Of course, I think prices is key too. In many areas of Asia before, there's been a big markup on design products from Europe. And it's not going to work in the long run. It needs to be changed, and this is also how we think. The prices need to be transparent, and they need to be affordable, or we're not gonna go any further with our development. Also, for me as a salesperson and for our team, HAY is a very designer-driven company, which means that the company is run by designers, not by a group of managers. So we have a lot of freedom when it comes to creating an organization which fits the Asian market. I mean, of course, I don't know. I'm Swedish, so I need to learn from my Chinese colleagues or our partners in Taiwan or wherever it is. But this is giving us, because designers are designers, what's focus is the product. And thereby, it means freedom for us to create a well-working organization in this part of the world. I would say advantages can also be seen as difficulties in some context. And what I mean with that is that you can see in point number 1, designer-driven company. It's, of course, HAY, it's focused on the product, which means sometimes there is no strategy, there is no marketing plan, everything is on the product, which also leads to you need to do everything yourself from scratch, which is also difficult sometimes. And when there are no real guidelines from the company itself. But as I said, this is also a key to our growth, that we have been able to take our own preferences from the people that actually knows this market. But the second point, marketing. HAY has never invested any money in marketing, except from events and fairs. We have never bought an ad in a magazine or similar. And in Asia, in such a very commercial-driven and very marketing-driven environment, it can be hard. And our marketing manager, she has a hard time sometimes. But the idea for HAY is that the products should speak for themselves. And this is also how we have won grounds in Europe to begin with. People have spread the word of HAY through blogs, through word of mouth, and through also posts through magazines where they have used our products in photo shoots. So it's been working, and I think in Asia we're finding, without this marketing budget or a very low marketing budget, we still find our way to sort of be seen in the area. Of course, we are a Danish company with Danish values in China. And that can also be hard sometimes to find a team that understands the differences and the brand and the heritage, which is very important. To be honest, we have a great team. But I also hear from some other companies that this can sometimes be a bit of an issue. But for us now, today, we have a great team that are very focused and understand where we are coming from. I sometimes get questions from our customers why we produce in China. And I think since I had it as an advantage as well in my first slide, this is a key to our growth, because this has led to us being able to deliver in time for projects and for other domestic sales. And also quality is excellent, and I'm very proud of working with our Chinese suppliers. But sometimes I get questions about it. The last one I was going to say, product selection. It's probably the most interesting one. What I mean here with product selection is the different preferences if you compare the Asian consumer with the European consumer or the Danish consumer, for example. What I ask myself quite often, like when it comes new products, like, can we sell this in Asia? Will it work? And I know our buying team, they are asking me quite often too. Well, take this very popular item in Scandinavia as one example. It's a candle holder called Loop, and one of our best sellers. I would say this is what every person in Scandinavia are using almost daily in their homes to make a cozy environment. But I know it's different in Asia due to I mean, it's many humid countries here, and also the tradition of using it's not as strong. So this is one of the products that it's actually difficult to sell in Asia compared to Europe. Tea towels is another product, very popular to give away to the host couple at the dinner party. And I mean, some of my friends, they said, some of my Chinese friends, they said, I would never give away towels. It means that I should wipe my tears away for someone who's passed away, or for, and of course, that means that, I mean, my mom, she has a stack of 20 of these at home that she just takes when she goes to dinner. So this is another product that it's also a bit of a different usage in Europe compared to Asia. Well, I just wanted to give you a bit of an ending with these pictures so you can see the differences that we can experience from Europe versus Asia. And I think that's all for me today, and thank you. IKEA is great. They teach people all over the world how to decorate in an affordable way. Very great company, and I think the difference between us and IKEA is that we are somewhere in the middle. What we want to do is affordable design, which places us in the middle of, you have the more high-end brand, which are here. We have HAY, and you maybe have IKEA here. So people that are choosing the more higher-end brands can also choose HAY, but the people who are also choosing IKEA, they are also choosing HAY because we're somewhere in the middle there. And I think it's hard to compare, to be honest, because I think we have found a specific way, a middle way, where people from every level can find something that they like.